Should I start my hood up or not? Is it too much of a bit?
I think you have to, and I also think you have to keep this in.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Cool. I'll start really somber. Like,
You look like you're going to rob a shop. You don't look like a traitor.
should have bought a cloak for it.
Nah, yeah.
Not with 3 episodes remaining.
No. Not
Not at this point. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Nostalgia Bait. I come from you live from a random castle tower in the middle of Highlands of Scotland, and I am joined, as always, by my treacherous co-host, George Sheard. Hello, I am wearing green. I have my hood up for a reason.
You're cold,
It is
mate.
the Traitors episode, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen.
right, I see. It's the Traitors episode. This is a very exciting one. We have been asked about doing this episode for so long. Like, every time a Traitors season comes around, we get that same question of, are you going to do a Traitors episode, lads? Are you going to do a Traitors episode? I will apologise in advance. My throat is dead, and I'm coughing, and I do apologise for that. So if this sounds horrible, then
Game's gone.
Blame Claudia Winkleman. She's cursed it.
True. Yes, today we are going to be talking about Traitors. We haven't got like a typical structure for this. We're kind of just going to break down because I
it's
feel
so
like
interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I feel like Traitors is like I'm going to say old school telly, but I think old school telly to us is probably different to your typical old school telly. Like,
no, you know what it is? It's just refreshing and new, and isn't relying on something from 10 years ago.
Yeah.
This is what when you say old telly at the time was new telly.
Yeah, Traitors to me feels like an event. It feels like something that at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I have to be sat in front of my telly to watch it. And that's what I mean by old school telly. It reminds me of when I was younger, sitting watching X Factor.
Going, Traitors is on tonight, Traitors is on
Big
tonight.
Brother.
It's a big thing. Yeah,
It's like that. It's a big thing. It feels like those like events. And I feel like it's been so long since I've had a TV show that I've wanted to be sat down for the actual live not live, but the actual broadcast of it, because I don't want to have it spoiled.
The case of the Traitors is so interesting, and we'll talk about this today. Obviously, we'll talk about the new series. We are intentionally doing this before the final 3 episodes air.
Yeah.
I guess technically we're recording before episode 10 airs, but that will have already come out by the time this episode does. So apologies for that. We're not going to be talking about last night's episode, but we will be talking about the series that's on at the minute, of course, and our theories and our predictions, all that sort of lovely stuff. But more as well, just the general cultural phenomenon that is the Traitors in a world where we've had the modern TV industry turned on its head over the last few years with streaming and YouTube and all this sort of other stuff, drawing viewership away from TV, live TV, event TV, that it doesn't really exist. I mean, Doctor Who is like a prime example of a show that just doesn't get the viewers it used to, and many shows are like that. But the Traitors is almost like a diamond in the rough, I think.
It's crazy. The viewing numbers for Traitors week in and week out is absurd. It's crazy. Like 7 million in 24 hours is like the average. That was what they've been averaging every episode or something like that.
And it's only getting bigger and better,
crazy,
and more people are tuning in for it. I hadn't watched Traitors until the last Civilian series. That's the one I watched. So it's been about a year. Of course, watched the Celebrity one. I of course watched the Thorn this year. There's the big thing as well. You've got like Big Brother on at the minute. Like not right now, but like you've had a couple of seasons of Big Brother last year as well, and it's just like it's so day and night. And I don't know what it is, but it's the Traitors has this sort of almost like hypnotic approach, and it's not perfect. I think there is like a seemingly mutual bond across the whole UK that it's brain rot phone time when the missions come on. But
I really see. I quite like watching the missions.
See, I've seen a lot of people joke about this, and it's very much as soon as the missions start, I'm like, crack on. Unless it's about the game, unless it's trying to weed out the Traitors and all that sort of thing. I don't really care for them trundling through mud and listening to like.
I quite like it just because I think like the set designs and like from like a TV and film perspective, I'm like, holy shit, this is crazy.
It's impeccable. It really is, unlike anything else. I think it's just one of those things where it relies, like the best thing about the Traitors for me is the grand game.
Yeah.
Traitors versus Faithfuls. It's just it somehow just wonderfully works, and whoever managed to cash in on that a few years ago for the BBC must be rolling in it, especially since the game is literally just Werewolf. I don't know if you've ever played Werewolf.
Yeah.
And it's crazy, isn't it? How when I first watched the trailers, I was like, I don't even know how it works. And I watched it and I was like, hang on, I've played this at uni. It's just a fucking parlour game.
I went straight to Among Us. It was like, because it was like when it first like started on the BBC, it was like proper during like Among Us era. And I was like,
Trouble in Terrorist Town.
Yeah, like it was proper like, yeah, it was.
Going back a few years for that
like,
one.
It very much feels like that kind of like era of game. Obviously, it's different, but yeah, I think it's a genius format. It's a. 100%. I'm sure, isn't it like Dutch or something? The original format.
I don't know. Actually, again, you can trace it back to any different origin. There's a lot of the format again, as you say, like Among Us and Trouble in Terrorist Town, sort of joking in Werewolf.
Yeah,
there's a lot of instances of these sort of games where it's like hidden murderer and a group of people who are trying to weed out the outlier, right? That's. I mean, it's very much more similar to like Among Us, I guess. It's just cool. I think it's an interesting concept that they've managed to turn it into a TV show and really make it work. It's fascinating, and I can't quite put my finger on why it works so well.
It says
why
online
it's so compelling to watch.
The original idea for the reality show The Traitors stems from a real 17th century Dutch shipwreck, the Batavia, where a mutiny led to mass murder, inspiring creator Mark Pos to develop a game of deceit and survival initially titled The Mutineers. Very clever. Very cool.
Interesting.
It's such a simple... And I feel like, it's like what you were saying before, like in a modern day where I feel like new TV shows, and we've had this conversation before, it has to have some sort of... Someone either has to be naked or single or whatever for it to get picked up and commissioned by any of the broadcasting channels. I feel like there's very few original... I think...
I've said it before, I think reality TV is in the gutter, and even stuff that worked 10, 20 years ago doesn't necessarily work now. I use Big Brother as a point of call on that. Now, I know you love I'm a Celeb, but it's the same thing with that. It's like viewership on all fronts has dropped. It's not unique anymore. It's not new anymore. The Traitors will of course probably die the same death. They're at this point where we're 4 seasons in, and they are changing it up, and they throw in like new sort of twists every season. This year it was the Secret Traitor. Last year it was the Seer. Like they do different sort of things and they put twists on it. How many years is that going to last? At the minute, we're in the prime of it. Like for the next 2-3 years, Traitors will be the biggest thing on telly. After that, I'll be interested to see what its lifespan is. I think it may live and die with Claudia Winkleman. I feel like if Claudia Winkleman moves on, not that I think she ever would.
I remember reading somewhere online that she's attached to it. It's like her production company is one of the production companies who produces the entire show. Good. So I think she's very much attached to its making. But yeah, like if you look at Big Brother or I'm a Celeb, like 4 seasons in, I can imagine the first time they did like the celebrity versus celebrities for I'm a Celeb, it was like revolutionary. Like the first time where they put everyone in the camp and they were on sides. Like some of the big things with I'm a Celeb back in the day, like the big start and all that. Like I can fully understand that it will get. I think it gets difficult to come up with new ideas for the same TV show. What
it needs is a fucking year off, if you ask me. Like, I just think it needs time to really develop and come up with something new. If I haven't seen I'm a Celeb, right, in probably about at least 10 years, right? Did the first episode start with like a ridiculous challenge on like some sort of high rope?
There's half of them
jump out of a helicopter.
Will jump out of a helicopter every year without
half of them
fail.
going like a different camp.
A couple
and
of
then
years
they meet up a few days later.
Yeah, they didn't do that this year actually. A couple of years. And this is what I'm saying, like, I can imagine the first time they did that, they were like, holy shit. But then they did a couple of years where they went to, like, the highest building in Australia and did the challenge where they had to walk off a platform. They did that for, like, 4 years straight.
Yeah.
And then I can imagine they're eventually going to cycle back around that. To be fair, they did it. The last season, they did some people start in the proper camp, some people start in the not-so-nice camp, all that kind of stuff.
The thing is, I think there's also something to be said about celebrity versus civilian TV, and with the Celebrity Traitors, that was a big trial, I think, because it could have very easily not worked. And I think it's a different show. You have to admit
It's
that.
a different play style.
I'm a celeb. It's like it breeds this certain ground of celebrity.
Yeah.
Same as Celebrity Big Brother, and then now regular Big Brother and Love Island and all these other shows. It's very much like the people who are going on these things are in it for the cameras. They're looking at the cameras. They're fucking fluffing themselves up for the cameras. They are doing everything. Whereas the Traitors. Mm-hmm. Relies upon it's one of the only sort of shows like this, reality shows, which isn't done live, recorded in advance.
Yeah.
But people still get knocked out, but there's no public involvement. You don't vote. Yeah. You don't get involved. I really hope they never go in that direction.
Yeah.
I really hope they don't, because I think it would ruin the concept. What I love so much about it is that feeling of like, this is all pre-recorded, it's all predetermined. It's like you're watching a drama. You don't know how it's going to end. Everyone's excited for it, but it is real people.
And also in an era where the majority of people who go on reality TV shows go to be these big personalities, to be able to get brand deals and to be able to push their social media and all that kind of stuff afterwards. Traitors flips on its head because the whole point of the game is to not be that person, to not be the person who stands out in the crowd, it's the person to be...
It's like a distraction. So it's like people on the Traitors. I'm not saying the people who are on the Traitors aren't getting fucking brand deals and social media fame off it. Of course they are. They all are. They're all over social media because it's filmed in advance. They can do that as it goes out. That being said,
but in a world where
when the show is on, there's a game at play. You survive in the show the longest, you might get the most spotlight or the most screen time if you're engaged with the game. The brilliant thing about the Traitors is you can get knocked out on the first episode.
Yeah,
you get zero screen time and get fucking killed off. Like, what was his name this year? Maz, was it this year in this season of the Traitors, where he barely got any screen time and just got killed off. And it's like, I feel bad for him, but it's tough. It happens. It's not. Didn't they do it's not a guarantee.
The last season, didn't they kick 2 people out as they turned up? That was the first.
That was like series 2 or something.
Oh,
I haven't watched the series, but I've seen the clip.
Yeah,
brilliant.
They like literally rocked up to the castle, order like who's most likely to win, who's most likely to lose,
win. Yeah,
and the 2 at the bottom because they tried to be like, oh, you know, well, I'll just be here because I don't want to make an argument.
Yeah,
like, all right, go home. Like literally,
that's so good. That's so good.
Foot in the castle, like it's, and again, it's. I think it's also having a show that has the balls to do that as well.
Yeah, 100%. I think it's such a tactical game.
Yeah.
And such a stressful game. I mean, it's a sort of a bit of a psychotic thing to say, I think, but I think it works so well because it's that you're watching these people emotionally manipulate each other for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
For a life-changing amount of money, maybe, yes. But like, it's a huge thing where people will backstab and lie, and they'll use cards. They will throw in the Celebrity Traitors when Stephen Fry caught Kat Burns out cold, but it was like, oh, you know, the Traitors need more sleep. They're up later. Kat, you were sleeping earlier. You're having like an afternoon nap. And she completely caught out. Yeah. And then she threw in and she was like going, right, because like I've got these conditions and this condition and all that sort of thing. And it's like, you're forced to play those cards and be really you're a bad person.
Yeah, you're forced to not be a nice person. But like, at the end of the day, it's a game. And the game's the game. And it's like that. I mean, the new season alone has so many moments like that. Like, just
I think they've really
throwing
nailed it
people
this season.
under. Oh, absolutely.
I went into the series really not liking. We'll talk about the new series then, I guess. Mm-hmm. I really went into the new series not liking Rachel at all. I didn't vibe with her.
Yeah, my girlfriend was the same. She absolutely couldn't. She detested her.
I didn't want her to get through. I wanted Fiona to bring her down. I wanted Harriet to bring her down. But then after them two Albins had gone, I'm actually like, you know what? Rachel's playing a fucking blinder of a game.
I really enjoyed Rachel from the start because she just played it incredibly. So when Fiona came with her, I was like, I wanted to absolutely shoot her down.
No, but I quite liked that. I thought, because I did think Rachel was quite dramatic in that when she came into the room and was like, and she didn't brief the other traitors first. That's the first thing I would have done, is just mentioned it, said, by the way, I'm going to drop this bombshell. Back me up. But by not doing that, it did set Fiona on her, but she fucking fought her fight.
Yeah.
I could not be in Rachel's position. I would have absolutely grumbled so easily. It's so hard. Imagine someone comes in and outs you as like the traitor, and they know you're a traitor, and you are a traitor, and you have to then be like
steer it and circumnavigate about it, and
I think she'll win. I think she'll get to the end.
I do as well.
I really do, because I think she's managed to put it off for so long. People don't suspect her. She's not getting any votes at the round table.
I think the Harriet situation was even worse than the Fiona one, because I think someone having being so dead set on it, to be able to steer yourself out of that position is it's unbelievable. Like, to be able to talk your way out of that position.
I would argue with that one. I think Harriet sort of made her own bed by being fucking horrible, basically.
Yeah, I think Fiona did as well. I think Fiona was
to set the cat amongst the pigeons, Roxy. It's ridiculous. It was so rude. Like, the way she was talking was so rude. And it's like the whole thing with the getting to speak to the traitors via the confessional. Yeah. Brilliant little mid-game twist. And my God, like, both of those were perfect. Like, I almost sit there and question whether there was any producer interference there, because it was so good. Wow, it was so good.
Yeah, it always begs the question.
The two people where one person came up and was like,
I want to be a traitor.
The whole dialogue of like, I want to be a traitor. I want you to kill this person. I want you to recruit, and I want you to recruit me. It's like, whoa, that's cold as fuck. And then Harriet being like, I
Rachel,
know you're in there, Rachel. I am coming for you. Watch out, bitch. Like, I thought that whole thing was brilliant. And like, both of those were just like...
Yeah. The two complete ends of the spectrum, like, literally
big hype moments, and I was really there for it. It's a shame Harriet came into the next morning and just decided to beef everyone.
Literally,
like if you're gonna, she made the common mistake, right? If you're going to go, I think all of these people are traitors. Yeah, and there's only like 8 people left, and you went, I think you're a traitor. I think you're a traitor. I think you're a traitor. 2 of which faithfuls. Well, they're both thinking, well, she's just trying to chuck it at anyone now.
I think
so then Rachel gets off on it. If she just went for Rachel and broke down her argument
I think if
perfectly,
she'd stuck to her guns and hadn't been so abrupt at the table in the morning, she would have had it because of the whole Hugo situation. I think she dropped the ball because she was so aggressive on the morning. But also, she sat at the round table and went, I think 5 people at this table are traitors. And then it's like, come on. Like, let's be real. It's just like, you're just throwing... And even if she put her balls on the table and gone, vote me out, and then if it's not, it's definitely Rachel. If she'd stuck to her guns and done that, I think she would have done it. It's the fact she went, I think it's Rachel, vote for me. I also think it could be this person, this person, this person, this person. And it's like, well,
there's too many things out there.
Yeah.
And I respect the attempt at the double bluff by being like, there's only one way to verify for sure, vote me out. I'll stand there and tell you I'm a faithful. Mm-hmm. And fucking, she did.
Yeah.
But she gunned too hard. That's the problem.
In her dying breath, voted, was like 5 people are traitors. And then it's just like, well,
they're all going to vote for you then, you fucking idiot. Because they know they're faithful, so... Very silly technique. Yeah. But, what a brilliant series, though. And, like, just the show generally, but this series specifically has absolutely locked me in. Like, I absolutely love it. Mm-hmm. Every year I watch it and I'm like, should I apply? I don't know. There's a temptation because I'd
love to do it.
Unlike Big Brother, it's not like, career damaging, and it's not for like 8 weeks. It's like what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
if that.
Yeah, it's 2 weeks. It's only 4 weeks. I think the Traitors filming is, because I think they do.
Is it?
Because they only film 3 days a week. Yeah, it's 4 weeks.
Do they actually?
Yeah. They only film 3 days a week. I was researching it online. I've no idea, but
why would you want the time
film
off?
3 days a week. Yeah,
I don't know why. Do it back to back.
Yeah, it's not filmed like sequentially. Like, you do have days off. I don't know if you do like 1 day on, 1 day off.
I guess it makes sense to do the missions and stuff, but that almost, I don't know. I sort of almost would have liked the idea of it being done in like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because I feel like the pressure builds, doesn't it?
Oh God, yeah.
You're fed and you're looked after, but I think the pressure builds if it's like every single day.
My thing is if I was a traitor, I just don't think I'd sleep. I think I'd have to. I honestly think I'd have to convince myself that I was a different person.
If I went into it, I was.
I think I'd end up with split personality, like genuinely. Like, I'd have to separate.
If I went into it, I'd want to be a traitor. What I'd probably do is I'd go in with the mentality that I am okay with being voted out Like I'm okay with not winning.
Game's
like
a game,
I just have to be like, even the prospect of even being a traitor is like, that's such that puts you on a pedestal anyway. Like I'd be excited with that opportunity to do that.
If I can be a traitor and gaslight one person into thinking it's not me, then
Cooper, we should
I've
go
done
on
my
it,
job.
We should go on it.
we should
sign up together. Yeah. But we'd pretend that we don't.
I actually know George. He's actually my podcast co-host.
Can you imagine that the like the sort of like cheesy like footage that you're doing going like.
He's my co-host. Big zoom. Just yeah.
John, I could never do a podcast with John, but I could with Cooper. Brr, you know.
my issue is I don't know if it's the same for traitors, but a lot of the because I've looked to apply for Race Across the World before with my dad.
Really?
Which is another fantastic
I'd
show.
love to see that, man.
But my issue is a lot of TV shows like that. There's a restriction if you've worked for them before.
Oh man, that's
I don't know if it's the same for traitors, but
Probably
for
is.
a lot of shows, when I've looked into it and stuff, there's a thing that one of the first things is like if you've worked for us before, you're not allowed to apply.
What do you mean by worked for you? Like worked on the production?
So I've worked. No. So if you've worked for BBC, if I've worked for ITV, if I've worked for Channel 4,
Wow, that's bad.
If you've worked for the broadcast company, I'm not allowed to apply. Which it was the same when one of the first things when you apply for Race Across the World was like if you've
work for them, if you currently work for them, then I get that.
If you've worked, if you have worked for them, you can't. Was like if you currently work or have worked. I think it's Channel 4 or whatever Race Across the World is, and I'd done like
very
a
silly.
drama.
I think.
Yeah, and I've done BBC jobs and ITV jobs, like so. It kind of puts me in a which, I mean, it would be great to be able to apply for these things and do these things, but.
You also prefer you like working. You like you having your job as well.
Do you know what I'd want to do? I want to be the fucking locations team on Traitors.
Oh, hey, it'd be good. That would be a good one.
Driving around for Land Rover Defenders on private land for 4 weeks straight. Yes, please. Yes, please.
I love you got your priorities in check. It's not
It'd
about
be amazing.
Hey, if you ever want to employ Cooper on your film set, it's not about the money. It's not about the time. It's not about the quality of the food or anything like that. It's just give him a car and let him fuck about.
Give me a private land. Give me something to tow and give me private land, and I'll have an absolute fucking field day.
Sorry, pardon the rickets. I think it's it's a wonderful show. I don't know. I feel like this season's going in a really interesting place, and I'm really surprised that both Rachel and Stephen are still in. Do you
want the traitors to win?
I always want the traitors to win.
Yeah, I really want the traitors to win.
I think it really depends on whether I like the traitors or not. Though it's all about the people. It's not about the team as much. I think naturally, as an audience member, I have to make everything boring, don't I? Naturally, as an audience member, I think you're going to want to root for the traitors because you have the most in common with them.
Fair.
I think the faithful operate in a bubble where they
deceitful.
Speak for yourself, mate. The faithful operate in a bubble where they don't know who the traitors are. They don't see the interviews with all the people. They don't see any of the. They don't see everything that the audience sees. They don't even see a fraction of it. The key things about a traitor episode is those moments where the traitors will speak to camera or the talking head stuff and the obviously the turret and the games and identifying all that. That's what the audience see. So the audience,
because you see everything.
You have less in common with the faithfuls because the faithfuls don't know half the stuff that the audience do. Whereas the faithfuls and the traitors know pretty much everything. Or the most.
You also get to know the traitors more than the faithfuls, I think,
100%.
when it comes to this show. But that's because they naturally get more screen time.
And the show is called The Traitors.
Yeah.
You're good in for them. Do you not think, like, did you watch the celebrity one last year?
Yeah.
I think Alan Carr played a fucking blinder in that game. I don't know how he did
how
it, but it was incredible.
How he won that, I'll never... It was the definition of hiding in plain sight. But it was so obvious that everybody was like, it can't be.
But it wasn't even a fluke. It was like...
Yeah.
The fantastic thing about it is the faithfuls just turned on each other, and then the faithfuls that were left, like what's his name? Joe Marler. He had it out for... He knew damn well. He knew exactly who was there. But, like, he didn't...
got voted off at the very end.
Yeah.
But I think that... I think this year the normal ones had a bit of that as well. I think at the very start, I think Rachel and Stephen definitely I think Rachel especially very much played in the background until she was forced up to the front, and then she's managed to carry it on. But she played a very good game, it just sitting in the background and letting the faithful completely pick each other apart.
Yeah. 100%.
Which honestly, there's some nights. I think it was one of the episodes last week. It might have even been last Friday's. That Rachel and going into the episode, I was like, I think this is going to be very dangerous. Stephen was having fingers pointed at him, all that kind of stuff, and it got to the round table, and neither of them got a single vote from anyone. And I was like, ridiculous. How on
they got rid of Jesse, which was a very brave move from Stephen to sort of reflect. And I thought he wouldn't actually get through it, but he managed to somehow. It's incredible because at this point everyone knows how the game works. It's not like the first season where no one has a clue. It's very interesting because you can watch people go like the double, triple bluff. It just keeps going. There's no, and it's actually more confusing now because you can go, oh well, they murdered that person to implicate me, but you could. But then you could. But then by doing that, you're not implicating yourself. But then by doing that, you're implicating yourself. Yeah, it's a never-ending spiral, and that's why that works so well because no one will ever fucking know. No one will ever know. I
think there's a part of it that is strategic, but I think there's also a part of the game where
there is a lot of strategy in here, which is brilliant, and I think that's why I love the twists.
I do think there is a part of it where I think it can't there's a part of me where it is just hearsay. Like realistically, you for the traitors, yes, you can play it strategically, but at the end of the day, you could have no suspicions. And one morning, one person just by complete whim, because they saw you sweat, goes, I think it's you. And then everyone backs it. And I think it depends on the mentality.
Cast.
But exactly, it's herd mentality.
But I think Rachel has proved that no matter what, there is skill involved where you have to be able to defend yourself and push the blame off of you in a concrete way. Rachel has probably played the best game of any traitor I've seen in the show. Now, I've not seen series 1 and 2, but I have seen series 3, the celebrity traitors in this series. And I'm absolutely astounded by how bloody good she is. The ballsy moves she's made have took her completely out of the firing line, and I think it's incredible to watch. That when she went to Ross and was like, "I was Hugo acting like this in the turret," and it's awkward, and it doesn't. It was really just like loser says at all. But you know what? It fucking worked. Yeah, and he got voted out. He got banished.
Traitor says what?
Honestly, it's that level, and she did it with Faraz as well the other day, and she went up to him and was just like, "What did she say?" She said something ridiculous, but I can't remember. She did it to someone else. She did it to Faraz, but I can't remember exactly what she said. I can't remember what it was.
I can't remember, but yeah, she's done it twice.
If you're a traitor and you're making those moves, you gotta be fucking bold, man.
Yeah.
Bringing out the whole I've had fucking CIA training or some shit.
Do you reckon?
I'm just impressed.
Do you think she's in it with Stephen till the end?
I think they'll have each other's backs. I think they'd be very stupid to double cross each other now or at any point now. Rachel could very easily turn around. I think I'd actually be upset under the bus. I think I would, and I don't think they've got it in them to do that. I don't think they have at all.
I think when Stephen backed Rachel over Fiona, I think that was probably the solid point. That honestly, that cliffhanger on that Friday when it was in the tower and they took the hoods down and they just stared at each other.
Oh, honestly, man.
Or whenever it wasn't on a Friday, it was a Thursday. It was all I could think about.
But is it not mad that a reality show is able to have you hooked like that?
This is what I'm saying. So I was saying at the start. Yeah.
Can you all I could think about that reality show that
24 hours was waiting until 8 o'clock for that to happen.
Was it not even 24 hours? Was this not on the week precipice where you had to wait a few days?
No. So it was the Thursday.
Thursday into the Friday.
It was a Thursday. Fiona had gone. Pulled her aside. I think you're a traitor. This, that, and the other. They'd kicked off in the kitchen, and then everyone had gone to bed. They'd gone to the tower, and it just took the hood down, and they stared at each other. And because Fiona's so short, it was a proper power dynamic. And then it cut, and it's all I could think about all day. It was I need to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
And that shows how good of a TV show it is.
Because it's not scripted, but it's edited so fucking well.
Oh, it's edited so well.
The editing makes it so clever because it must be such a well-oiled production. There's obviously loads of people involved. And this might ruin it for some people as well, but something I always think about that I keep pointing out to Lily, and she hates me for it. But when they're doing like there's like in a little area outside, they've got this little there's this little it's like a little
bandstand,
area.
It's the little bandstand kind of thing, yeah.
And they sit in there,
like the turret on the corner thing.
Yeah. The camera angles are so close. There has to be a cameraman stood there, but you never think about that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there must be a cameraman literally sat right in front of them.
I had never even clocked like the CCTV style cameras that they film on until the last episode. Genuinely.
Really?
I've never clocked them.
They're the same sort of ones you get on Big Brother. But I find it weird because as soon as they go outside, you've got these like very close like net angles. But I just find it odd because I feel like it's one of those games that you really have to be isolated for. Imagine if you were a member of the crew. You'd know who the traitors were. Yeah,
that's true.
You could affect the game.
True.
I'm so surprised that as of yet, there hasn't been anything that has fully, wholeheartedly ruined the game.
What, when they've had a cameraman, when they've had a conversation, the cameraman's gone like that towards a traitor.
Yeah,
mid-conversation.
But not
briefed,
even that.
like,
I just can't. But even with the people on there, do you not think if you were like thrown under the bus, you'd want to say something?
Yeah, I guess so.
I know you're probably contracted that you can't, right? And I know there's probably rules in there that we don't hear about. But I think there's got to be some, like, in terms of just human emotion, you're getting robbed out of a lot of money there.
Yeah.
I'd be fucked off. That happened in Series 1, didn't it? I think.
I saw a thing the other day that says that like they have like 24-hour like mental health stuff team. Like when they are filming, they're constantly checking in, being like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need anything? Do you need any time out?" And then apparently even after the production, going all the way through to it airing, they constantly have like a team who are stood by in case anything happens, or to like help deal with like the exposure and the fame and all that kind of stuff. And they very much, and I think that's good. I think it's very good to have that set in stone, because I can imagine it is a game that can really take a toll on you mentally. I think if you're the that kind of person, if you get drafted as a traitor, whatever, it can really take a toll on you. And I think it has. I think it has for Stephen at the very start. I genuinely think he was heartbroken with the Fiona situation, and I think there's been a couple of moments that it has been very difficult. But I think it's good to have that in stone and to have it publicly known that they are supported all the way through the journey.
Yeah, yeah. I think I read about that as well, and I think that's really important. I think with any of these shows, you have to do that now. I think there's no way you can do anything like that without like some sort of intervention. I think you'd struggle to find that anyway, but I think it's really important, and I think it's really good, and it just kind of shows what a well-oiled machine this production actually is. Yeah. Unlike a lot of stuff, and you should get that. It's a very stressful game. There's a lot of emotional manipulation that goes on. I won't be surprised. Yeah. I just sit there and I think, like, if you got thrown under the bus and you knew if you were a traitor and you got thrown under the bus by another traitor, you'd want to say something. I remember I haven't watched it fully. But in Series 1, there was one where it was like at the final round table, there was a traitor that was banished and there was still another traitor left. And he put on his voting board, he put the other traitor and said parting gift before he was kicked out. And it's like, and then they ended up banishing the other traitor because of that. Yeah. And it's like, that's got to be so unfair, isn't it?
There's rules in place, isn't there? Like the traitors
must be now.
Code,
I wonder whether
the traitors code is like you are not allowed to rat out another traitor. Like you can't. Like
I know it sounds stupid, right? Like I'm talking like human on a human level.
No,
what would happen? What would happen? No, but what would happen if you went in to stir shit up? You somehow made it into the cast. You get made a traitor. You have the first turret.
I'm a traitor.
You see who's there. You walk in the breakfast the next morning. You go, I'm a traitor. Them two are traitors.
It's one of those things, isn't it?
And the game's ruined. But then would the game be ruined? Would it work like that? Because you'd still need two more nights.
There's only one way to find out.
Oh, God.
It could. Like, that's the thing. It's like...
I would never want to do that, but I think it must be tempting.
It's one of those things that you... like. I mean, it's probably a slight worry for production. Like, you could you never know. Someone could be a loose cannon, and they can turn around.
But
and
I
just
guess
go,
at that point,
bang.
if someone's like, the thing is, there will always be a traitor until the very end.
Yeah.
There has to be, because they have to recruit. They've not got a choice. So
So if they sit down and go, I'm a traitor, and those two people are traitors,
one person they'll get voted off on that night,
and they'll say,
someone
okay,
else
vote
will
me
get
out,
voted off the
find
next
out.
night. Yeah,
And then so they'll be down to 2. They have the choice to recruit. Then they vote another person off. I guess at one point.
Well, the first recruitment.
But they don't have to recruit. That's what I'm saying.
No, they have to. They have to when they get to like 1 or 2 left. They definitely have to.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I was going to say. I think it would get to a point where the production would have to turn around and go, you have to recruit. Or you have to, you will be recruiting 2 people. I reckon what they would do is if they got down to 1, they'd probably turn around and be like, okay, you are going to recruit. You're going to have the opportunity to recruit 2 people tonight.
Well, they do what they did last year, where instead of it being like, you can recruit someone, but they can reject you.
Yeah,
which is the usual thing, they are offered recruitment and they can either be recruited or they can be murdered.
Oh, yeah.
Because you did that last season. And I think that's probably where they've got things in. So, again, very well-oiled machine. Even just that, there is things in place probably to stop that from happening. But I just find it fascinating how it's a series about keeping secrets, and somehow it works every time without
They must have
anything
to have
getting
quite
out.
a big They must have to have quite a big creative team in case something like that happens, or something, or like they have to change or come up with something completely like on the fly, like within a 24-hour turnaround time or whatever. Like, and that's probably why the production is like 3 or 4 weeks in case, like, so they have time to alter the instead of filming it 12 days straight, give those between days to be able to swing, like, turn around, okay, let's give them the opportunity to recruit, or give them the opportunity to talk to the traitors.
Interesting. Yeah, I love it. I think it's brilliant.
It's genius. Can we talk
about
about
bit of television?
The good old secret traitor?
I wasn't a big thing. Is I like this concept. They binned it off too quickly.
Yeah,
I thought it was a bit silly. That I thought they needed to, like. You've got 4 weeks of TV, right? And it's essentially 3 episodes a week.
Yeah.
4 weeks. End of episode 3, Hugo gets banished, and then they go, right, we're going to reveal the secret traitor.
Do you think it was because
that's a really
do you think
silly...
it was because of Hugo?
It's because he got voted off too quickly. But that's bound to happen. Look at fucking Linda last year. You're going to get someone who isn't a very good traitor and can't hide it and gets voted out.
Yeah. I think it should have been like episode 5 or episode... Yeah, I reckon like episode 5 or episode 6 they should have revealed it.
Yeah. I think it should have been halfway through the show. You should have had because the best thing about the Secret Traitor, I think it's a genius approach to how you do the new series and how you put a spin on it, because it's someone that the audience doesn't know. So like the traitors and like the faithfuls, suddenly you, the audience, are being kept secrets from for the first time ever on the traitors. So you're then having to look at how people are acting and guess. Who did you think the Secret Traitor was?
Fiona. I guessed it.
You clocked it, yeah.
I guessed it.
I thought it was Judy.
First, did you?
I thought it was Judy.
First episode, you can ask any of my family members off rip. I said, I think it's Fiona. Because I think me and my dad were having this conversation. To be honest, and this goes back to like the editing thing. I was going to say this earlier. With doing something like this, that there is such a fine line of getting it right, and I think they nailed it.
Absolutely.
Because you have the worry of either going too far and showing them too much they get too much screen time, and then you go, oh, traitor, or you go the other way and you go, well, they've had no fucking screen time, and then the audience would be like, well, I'm just fucked off because there's no way I would have guessed it because they've had like fucking 4 scenes in the last 2 episodes. Like, there's a very small margin, and I think they did it very well. I thought that it would have to be somebody in the first episode who got a decent amount of screen time, one of them being Fiona. They then dialed it right the way back in the second episode, but there was she was never just there. She got quite a few of stuff on her own, having conversations. And the first episode, I had a feeling anyway, because I think looking at like the Alan Carr situation, and I think if I don't know if Claudia gets to pick the traitors. or if it's predetermined.
I think it's producers.
But I think as a producer, I think you'd see Fiona and go, I don't think anybody would get, like, she doesn't give off traitor energy. Like, you look at her, and I think that's, like, it's the same, it's the Alan Carr situation. It's the, you see it, like, it's that same thing. You're just it's like a hidden in plain sight. Yeah. So I think there was a lot of different things that made me kind of get an inkling that it would be her. And then I also think they pushed the Judy thing so much that they basically gaslight like 90% of the audience to think that it is her.
I thought it was Judy. I was convinced.
Yeah.
I just thought she'd be fucking brilliant. That's what my thought was. I thought she'd be really, really good. Yeah. What do you think about all the weird connections this series? You've got obviously Judy and Roxy, mother and daughter. You've got Ellie and Ross, who were a couple. I'm
quite shocked we've not had more.
Well, you also had the other woman who ended up being in there.
Nettie and Ross, yeah.
Who knew Ross, but
that
he
was
didn't know he was going to be there.
That was apparently completely by accident.
That's mental.
I had a feeling that Jesse, I don't know, is it Jay? I think it's James. There's the episode when they're in the cages, when they did that challenge. James is in one of the cages, and Jesse goes up to him and goes, "I love you." And when she picks him to like do the challenge for him, whatever, and I had a feeling that they knew each other, and also like when they hugged each other, she would like jump up into his arms, which I thought was a little bit weird. But and I will admit I was one of those people who I thought the family tree thing. I was like, this is something. I was that guy from the whiteboard, like the numbers Mason.
Do you know what? I'm waiting for another one. I'm waiting for a third.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That means it would have to be two people who are still in it, which is crazy.
Well, no, it would have to be one person who's still in it but hasn't revealed yet, I guess. You could always keep that to the last bit. Again, it depends on how they edit it. Depends on how they edit it. They've been focused on this family tree. They've done a couple this time. There's a couple, there's a couple and then the mother and daughter, and there's two pairs there. There's got to be another one, I think. You wouldn't just do the two.
Rule of thirds.
Hey.
Rule of threes.
Got to be. And like the Nettie one was a complete accident, but
yeah,
it would make sense if there was someone else.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people are just pulling it, but you're plugging at straws. I don't think we're going to see anything like that. But hey,
yeah,
it would be interesting, I guess.
It would be genius to do it where
I'm excited to see.
There's like a weird string of connections between everybody.
I'd be interested to see when Roxy leaves, because I don't think she'll make it to the final.
No. And if she does, she is like one of those ones. She's like the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah, much love, but yeah, you're so right. I think she'd be the one who turns.
She's the pigeon among the cats.
I just think, I don't. I just I'd be interested to see when she reveals that. I like those little moments of like going, oh yeah, I actually came in here with someone. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, that's quite fun. Yeah. You get a reaction moment. And I quite like that with Ellie when she got banished as well.
That was great. Fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it flips everything on its head, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. I would love to see another one again, kept secret from the audience. I think as well, the great thing about the trailers that I love, and again about keeping it fresh and keeping it going forward, I feel there's a lot of potential in terms of twists and things you can throw into the game. Last year they did the Seer, which is like from like Mafia, from like Werewolf. It's one of those roles. There's plenty of other roles in the game of Mafia and Werewolf as well. So there's definitely things you could throw in there that could be different. You know, that could give different powers and give like a middle ground sort of thing. A person that cannot be murdered by the traitors until a certain point and has these powers for the beginning of the game to help the faithfuls. Someone who's like definitely a faithful. That's a different thing that I've never seen them done yet, but I feel like they could. You know, again, like Trouble in Terrorist Town, you always got a detective and then faithfuls and then murderers.
Yeah, you have to think about it like down the line as well. Like if they did something like that, it's like the moment they have you'd have to do something further down the line to like kind of sway them not just getting murdered straight away, because they're such an easy target. Imagine doing it where like doing something like that and then they get recruited straight away. That would be the strat. It's just to recruit them straight away.
Yeah, 100%.
Like
100%.
That's you just toe that line, don't you? Like we need to make it fair. Like it would kind of, it's like a double-edged sword. If you got like a detective role, it would be a double-edged sword because obviously you can't be murdered, so you're guaranteed to get through however many nights.
But then when you get a guarantee, but then also
when you are free, you can be murdered. It's a massive target on your back because you're such an easy kill.
It's a target on your back, but then you have to make the powers for that balance out in the first few episodes.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
and also you get like a shit ton of screen time.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. The first ever.
Maybe they get to the end of being a detective, and then the production gives them the offer of whether they want to be a traitor or a faithful.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You could just go with that.
Yeah, that's a really good idea. Yeah,
and then
very good idea.
they decide, because then I think you'd want to be a traitor, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely.
But then it's whether the other traitors trust you. So there's a whole thing in that. Again, that's what I love about this game, is it's such a simple concept, but it works so incredibly well. And I don't think there's ever a clear answer or a clear strategy on how to do it. There's no formula that works. There's no matter how clever you are, it doesn't matter. Like, the biggest thing you have to just be able to do is to just try and survive and try and outwit people and try and pull the wool over people's eyes. It is almost perfect reality TV, I think, because it can never not be entertaining, because it's always going to be, and it's always going to have stress on it. People are going to be getting aggressive, and people do get a bit nasty, but not in like a Big Brother way. Like, Big Brother sort of pens them in together all the time, 24/7, makes them do stupid shit, and then they have arguments, and it's like cabin fever. Whereas this, the way it's produced is to give people a bit of space and to give people their own sleeping quarters and stuff, for example.
And they're not allowed to see each other outside of the castle, and they're not allowed to see each other outside of filming. Like,
I think that's really nice, because it's not as isolated as maybe Big Brother would be, or other, like I'm a Celeb would be. That's what I like about this, is it relies entirely on the game. Any stress that's caused, any emotion that's caused, is from the game itself, as opposed to just human nature of people getting irritated by each other. Yeah. Which, again, I think, which is what makes it so good. So, yeah, long live the Traitors. I hope it lasts a long fucking time. I am locked in. Maybe I'll apply one day. Yeah, and if you need a pair, we'll never get in now. I've given up all my fucking strategies. That's the problem.
That's true. Yeah. if you need a secret pairing, we're always
there.
Here.
There you go.
I'm one phone call away.
We actually should. That'd be brilliant.
It was so funny.
It would not be a secret for the fucking general public for long, though, would it?
That's true.
One Google of our names, and you can see the fucking podcast is 100 episodes.
Yeah. Do these people? Yeah, literally, you Google the name and it comes straight up. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah. So true. Shall we move on to a good old Just News?
Talking of which, before we get on to the story.
Oh, yeah.
It's not next week, for fuck's sake. I was going I forgot our own schedule, man.
Damn,
fuck, never mind. But you can join us next week for our Doctor Who Series 3 review. If you want to hear us talk a bit of Docky Who.
Bit of Docky Who again.
Series 3, yeah. It's funny, we recorded that one ages ago. It feels like it's already out.
Yeah, it does.
But if you want to wait that'll be next Thursday, so stay tuned for that one.
This week we have an article from The Guardian.
The Guardian.
Man fined for pretending to be ghost in Portsmouth Cemetery.
What is it with all the fucking ghost stories in recent Just News
shit
stories?
Right here. Police spokesman says witness complained about Anthony Stallard throwing his arms in the air and saying "woo." A man has been fined for pretending to be a ghost and other rowdy behaviour in a cemetery. Anthony Stallard pleaded guilty at Portsmouth Magistrates Court to using threatening or abusive words or behaviour likely to cause distress. The court heard that the 24-year-old had been out drinking with friends when they went to Kingston Cemetery in Portsmouth, where they started to play football. A Hampshire police spokesman said the witness complained to the police about Sallard's rowdy behaviour and him pretending to be a ghost. Maybe that was just his football celebration. Woo!
It could have been. Why is he in a cemetery though?
The witness reported.
I bet the crowd was a bit dead. Come on.
Very good.
Here all week.
Very good. The witness reported the group engaging in rowdy behaviour and one of them throwing their arms in the air and saying "woo." He said, "He's definitely celebrating."
That's not a crime, is it?
Was fined £35 and ordered to pay a £20 victim's surcharge and £20 in costs. Costs for what?
Fuck the witnesses, man. I'm telling you now. What the fuck? Imagine complaining to the police about a man put his arms in the air and said "woo."
He also
give
had
over.
An extra 3 months added to a conditional charge for previous harassment, which he found to be in breach of, according to a Crown Prosecution Service spokesman.
He's already got like a fucking
battery
prevention license or something.
Was dismissed. That is the end.
That's the twist in the tale there. Twist in the narrative. Yeah. Man who throws his arms in the air and says "woo." What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? Oh, he's actually beaten people before.
Wow.
Lovely. Well,
this
article is more than 11 years old. That's
crazy,
probably how old this Just News story. It's not even news at that point, is it? It's old.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Thank you for watching and or listening to this episode of Nostalgia. If you've enjoyed and you are listening on Spotify, please leave us a hearty and treacherous 5-star review. We really do appreciate it, of course. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment. Let us know if you're watching Traitors and what you think.
Who do you think is going to win? Who do you think is going to
win? I hope Rachel and Stephen win it. I really, really, really do hope.
I hope Stephen wins it, and I'm backing Rachel to get them there. Both.
Yeah,
both
I'm hoping they both get there together. Yeah. I think they deserve it. I think they play absolute blinders. Make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the Nostalgia Bit YouTube channel. Check out our socials in the description: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of the above. We love you, and we will see you next week for our Doctor Who series 3, season 3, series 3 review. It's a doozy.
You haven't watched it in a long time. It's fun.
First time seeing it in whatever year. What year did it come out? 2007.
2007.
In almost 20 years. 19 years.
Damn, that's actually insane.
Crazy.
Well, see you there. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.